So I've been sick. I've been that kind of sick where you have to lay down and cough with a splitting headache and body aches and fevers, and I've been sick. So I haven't actually had a day's rest. So instead of me doing my usual ritual when I'm sick, which is set up a nice cozy little space and lay down in bed and read a book, what I did was I ordered a bunch of books because apparently I don't have enough books. Is there such a thing as enough books? I don't think so. I'm of the opinion that one day I will own one of those beautiful big libraries with, like, you know, 2-story tall ladders and, you know, just bougie bookcases and just glass enclosures and first editions. I am a bookish person. So while I was sick and I was shopping for books, I realized that it's been a little while since I've shown you some of the books that I have been receiving and buying for myself. I typically don't get sent books all that often, but I do enjoy buying books, and so I have actually enough books now to call this a bit of a witchy book haul. So let's have a look. As a person who wears glasses and also enjoys the rain, I get this a lot. And if you wear glasses, you know how difficult it can be to clean your glasses. So before I get started, I've got to polish the lenses. That's my day. Alrighty, let's have a little look at my little bookish haul. We're going to start off with this one here. Witch Queens, Voodoo Spirits and Hoodoo Saints, Denise Alvarado. I am very, very interested in reading this. This is Denise. I do love a little, you know, Witch Queen history. And I saw this one and I was like, okay, I don't have anything like this in my collection. I need it. I want it. I'm curious about it. And, you know, I just had to go ahead and, oh, what was that? I didn't even see that. Oh, there we go. I just had to go ahead and order this. Just educational purposes. You know how it is. Here is book number 2. I recently discovered and Angeli Bellard. Yeah, I recently discovered her and I downloaded a sample of one of her Kindle books and I became curious, so I bought her catalogue of books. I didn't just buy one, I bought many. You will soon see. And I've got to say, I love her writing style. She seems very like auntie, like very Brazilian auntie to me, you know, someone who has a firm grasp on the subject and a really kind and simple way of, you know, transferring that information. And so I'm very excited to just taste her work. So I started off with this one here. Here is another Angeli Bellard, Hoodoo for War and Peace. When I said that I bought her catalogue, I actually meant it. I love listening to the perspective of witches talk about curses and hexes and how within each culture they are viewed in different manners. I'm really interested in that, and I believe in fairness in magic. I don't believe in all one way, all one style of magic. I do believe in balance. I believe that there's a grey area, and I believe in fairness and justice, and I believe in seeking retribution when it is called for. I believe in defending yourself when it is necessary. So I decided to go for this one right here. The next book that I picked up is this one right here, Star Cassis. I loved Star Cassis's old style conjure. I absolutely loved it, and I had to get this one here. Folk recipes for conjure spell work, herbs, houseplants. One of the things that I really loved about Star Cassis's style of magic is that she is very earthy within her realm. Her powders are unrefined. They're ash and dirt, and they're real botanical organic substances, and it really does remind me of the old school folk magic of my neck of the woods. And so I felt a nostalgic kinship with Star Cassis. So this is her brand new book, and I didn't even know it was coming out. I shared this with book club, and I'm just excited to devour it. Actually, it arrived yesterday. The next book that I acquired is this one right here, Bottle Up and Go, The Magic of Hoodoo Container Spells in Boxes, Bags, Bowls, Buckets and Jars. Very, very interested, very intrigued. I do like a bit of jar magic, as you can sort of see here. I do like, to work with jars in different ways. And in bowls, I have a plethora of bowls here. I've just got it all here, and I've got this really messy looking one right here as well. So I'm just interested. It's old school magic, and you can never know too much. Another book purchase. I love books on incense and herbs and oils. I have so many books on incenses, herbs and oils. I just can't go past a book. I love to make my own loose mix magical incense. I like to play around with my own oils, and I can never learn enough about herbs, especially the herbs that I personally enjoy working with. So I'm always up for a herbal magic type of addition to my collection. They never ever go untouched. They are some of the most reached for books in my witchy book collection. Speaking of herbal magic, this book came to me by way of love mail from a coven sister. This is Blackthorns Botanical Magic, very green witch. It's a chunky book, really substantial. I've heard mixed reports about this book, but again, like I said, I cannot go past a book on herbal magic, on green witchcraft. I just want to know as much as I can possibly know about herbal magic from all different perspectives, and so I take into account everything. I'm very, very voraciously curious when it comes to information on subjects that I am very into. The Magic of Herbs by David Conway. Now, every time my dyslexic brain looks at the two names here, David Conway, I always think DJ Conway, and I don't know why. It's the weird associations that our brains make. But again, another beautiful herbal book, a lesser known one, not one that I've ever heard of nor seen, so I'm very excited to sink my teeth into this one. It looks to have information from, again, that totally different perspective, which I'm very, very into. I very much enjoy the illustrations here, very simple. Something I would attempt to draw in my own diary. I like to play around with little botanical illustrations in my Hobonichi, so yeah, I'm very excited for this. It feels different in my hands, and I always like that. by no means least, The Wild and Weedy Apothecary. Also a gift. The last 3 books obviously were gifts from my coven sister Miranda. Thank you to Miranda. Wild and Weedy Apothecary. Llewellyn, chunky. It reminds me a lot of Scott Cunningham's encyclopedia. It has recipes in this one, so if you're into kitchen witchery, then this one might really suit you. And I'm always keen to play around, despite the fact that I'm terrible in the kitchen. Terrible. I could always use more support, more help in that regard. So, an A to Z book of herbal concoctions, recipes and remedies, practical know-how and food for the soul. So, we shall see. They are the new acquisitions to my witchy library. I tend to go through phases and themes. At the moment, I'm delving deep into folk magic again. I was just talking to a friend of mine about it. I've decided to just grow up and start to get back to my roots a bit more and really not just talk about it, but actually start doing it. As it turns out, I've become a bit of a lazy witch, in the sense that there are protocols and processes that I have been taught to do from a very young age for very specific reasons, and I don't do them. I just don't do them. And then I wonder why things go the way that they go. I'm my own worst enemy. Do you ever find that you know what to do and then you fail to do it on purpose? Like you knowingly go, oh, I'm not doing that. That's too hard. I can't be bothered doing that. That's just too hard. Like, we need a little conversation around lazy witchcraft, and basically just, I feel like I'm shirking my hereditary responsibilities. What a weird terminology there, but I feel like I'm shirking my hereditary responsibilities. So with that said, we are reinforming ourselves. I've been in constant contact with, you know, friends and family and coven members back home, touching base, brushing up on some things, getting back into that voodoo style practice that I'm very familiar with and very comfortable with. And I've got to say, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about it. And yeah, as a result, I decided that I would heal myself with some elderberry cordial for this wretched cough that is currently sitting on my chest. So, I'd love to hear about your favorite books, what's out at the moment, what witchy book has nabbed your curiosity, what subject are you currently sinking your teeth into? Is there something new out there that I don't know about that I might like to know about? Would you share that with me? Because I value community input, because many eyes see many different perspectives and many different things. So I'm constantly having things brought to my attention. That's how I get my news. So I would love to hear your feedback on that. And have an amazing day.